I've had to live through this just as much as you have.
You're not the one who has to sit there for hours while his blood tests are running every week. You don't have to drive the 4 hours there and the 4 hours back. Once, practically twice a week.
I'm home making sure our other 2 children get fed and taken care of and that we don't lose our home. Doesn't that count for anything?
Would you prefer that we had one income and I was barefoot and pregnant?
Well, we would have more time to spend together.
Why is it my schedule that's at the root of all our problems? You're always working too.
Well, that's different.
Why, because you're a man?
Well, yes.
He's a child. He needs his family. This is the best thing for him.
I disagree. I think the upheaval would hurt more than help.
But the medical care would be right there, John. Look what happened last time Michael took ill. We barely made it. The hospital said it was touch and go for the first few hours anyway.
I know that. I just can't see the sense in uprooting the whole family. You knew that was how I felt before we came here today.
John, maybe you can tell me why you agreed to come here today.
We've been arguing constantly over whether to move or not for Michael's health. I finally agreed with Eileen that it needed to be settled with some external assistance.
Can you fill me in a little bit on his condition? I understand that it's very serious.
Michael's our oldest. He's 12 now, but less than a year ago, he was diagnosed as HIV positive.
How did that happen?
Michael's a hemophiliac. They think that it was through a blood transfusion. He's had a number of episodes through the years. It could have been any one of them.
How has Michael been with all of this?
He's holding up well.
Where have you been? Michael is not handling this at all. That's part of the reason I want to move, and you know it.
I've had to live through this just as much as you have.
You're not the one who has to sit there for hours while his blood tests are running every week. You don't have to drive the 4 hours there and the 4 hours back. Once, practically twice a week.
I'm home making sure our other 2 children get fed and taken care of and that we don't lose our home. Doesn't that count for anything?
Yes. You're right. I guess this yelling doesn't solve anything.
I'm glad you see the sense in maintaining a certain level of calm. This is a very difficult situation for you. I'm sure you're both feeling very torn. Eileen, tell me why you wanted to come for this session.
I hope that I can make John see the sense in moving our family to the city.
Why did you think that would be a good decision?
We live in a small town hours from the major medical facilities. It would make me feel more secure to know they were right there in case Michael had to be taken to the hospital again.
You said that Michael needed to go in at least once a week. That must take a lot of your time.
I don't mind being with Michael. You always want to be there when your child's hurting. And some of those tests can be pretty painful. But we live so far away, and often he has to stay more than one day, particularly when he has something like one of his most recent bouts with pneumonia.
And what happens then?
I stay at a hotel.
Oh, how is that for you?
Lonely. The loneliest I've been since I've been married.
And how do you handle that?
I don't know. I think that I hide it from Michael. But when he's low, it's very hard. Sometimes he thinks like the whole world is against him. He feels like nobody cares for him anymore. That's when I have to dig into some place that I didn't even know I had and be bouncy and cheerful. I'm cracking jokes, but inside I feel the same way that he does.
I can imagine why you want your family nearby.
I miss my home. I miss the normality of it. John watches as I drive away with Michael, and all he sees is that I have a day away from my store. But I miss cooking dinner. I miss helping Stacy with her math. I miss taking Adam to Scouts.
It's not that I don't see it. I just don't think the reasons are big enough to move an entire family and home and change my place of employment.
And then there's Carol.
Who is Carol?
Carol is my best friend in the whole world. And I feel horrible resenting her.
Why do you resent Carol?
Because she's a saint. She comes over when I'm in the city and cooks the kids dinner and helps out around the home until I get back.
That sounds like a good friend.
She is. But I want to be doing those things, and it hurts me to hear the kids say how terrific she is.
They just say that to make you feel better, Eileen. Carol could never replace you.
Really?
Of course not. But Stacy and Adam know that you want things to be fine when you're away. Haven't you ever noticed that you never hear that things went badly?
Yes. Yeah. I guess you're right. Things always seem so peachy keen. I wonder why I'm not away more.
Kids are smart. They know what to omit from the day's activities.
It sounds like you have a very strong family life. I wonder if there's some way to resolve this issue of moving.
I can't move. Even if I get another job, I can't make the same salary. It's taken me a while to be the head architect for this landscape firm, Eileen, and I can't just leave it. Besides, what would you do with your antique store?
I'll sell it. I can always start again.
You're not facing reality, are you?
I face reality every day.
Your sense of reality is one person in this family. We can't change everything for what might only be a short period of time.
Don't you ever let me hear you say that again.
There's a 1 in 100 chance you'll find true love in the classifieds. A 1 in 9,000 chance you'll be struck by a meteorite. A 1 in 4 million chance you'll be attacked by piranha. But there's a 9 in 10 chance you'll get gum disease from plaque.
Don't you just love this couch? I'm going to build my home around it. And all I have to do is go to one store. Sears sells more floor coverings, more carpeting, more pillows, more window coverings than any other store in Canada. And Sears guarantees the look you want room by room. It's all part of Sears' whole home guarantee. And if you're not happy with the look, Sears will make it right or take it back. That's a promise. And now for the bedroom, the bathroom.
Expect more from Sears.
This is Hidden Valley. We don't have a supermarket around here, but we do have a pretty good produce section. While we don't have a lot of convenience stores, we manage to get fresh milk. So when it comes to making a dressing, well, we want it to taste as fresh as the things in our valley. There really is a place called Hidden Valley, and there really is a dressing that tastes this fresh. Hidden Valley, the original ranch.
Here's to McCain from the tiny and the small. For McCain Jr. Juice is the best taste of all. McCain Jr. Juice from Superb Concentrate is just enough juice and deliciously great. So let's have a junior and drink from the box. Uh-oh, time to split. Here comes the fox.
McCain Jr. Juice, the just enough size.
Okay, your chance of a piranha attack may be slim, but chances are you have plaque on your teeth and gums right now. That's why there's Plaques. Plaques attacks plaque, so don't give plaque a chance.
John, when Eileen and I originally spoke on the phone, we discussed having Michael come and join us at the session. Eileen was a little uncomfortable with that, so I suggested that she ask him to write me a letter.
What for?
Well, often in situations like this, we tend to forget the person who's the focus. I was curious to discover how Michael views all of the things that have been happening. So I asked him to tell me what he thought of his school, his friends, his life in general. Did you bring it, Eileen?
Yes. He made me seal it so that I wouldn't read it before I got here. He was very adamant that it stay closed until now.
Why don't you read it to us, John?
Me?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Dear Doctor, I was surprised to hear you wanted to know what my life was like. I thought Mom said you were a marriage counselor, so you were going to fix their problems. But I know I'm really their problem anyway. I didn't think he was taking this so personally. They try to be quiet and whisper when we're around, only it's hard to do that in old homes. Dad said we have cracks big enough for the bats to fly in. I hear them trying to decide where to live with us. Mom is very lonely when she's with me. I try not to cry and to pretend things don't hurt so she won't worry, but sometimes I can't help it. Those needles are pretty big, you know. Sometimes I think she wants to stay with me instead of going to the hotel. I can tell because she stays till the very last notice on the hospital's intercom. Sometimes the nurses even have to shoo her away. He really seems to understand how you're feeling.
Maybe more than his father does.
I guess I deserve that. You asked me to tell you what my friends in school are like. I guess school is okay. The teachers treat me funny. My science teacher, Mrs. Smith, makes me feel like a baby the way she's always fussing. And Mr. Grant acts like I'm not even in the room. He never asks me a question anymore, even when I have my hand up. I asked the other kids, but they said they didn't know why he did that.
I can't believe they do that to them. I'm going to call them in the morning.
That won't fix anything. They're so narrow-minded they wouldn't even notice what they're doing.
Then we'll move. Maybe in the city they don't have those kind of attitudes.
Do you really believe that?
No. It's just wishful thinking. I want this all to go away.
I know, me too. I wish I could tell you what my friends are like, but I don't have too many these days. I think that they are afraid I will hurt them. I told them what my parents said to say, that you can't get AIDS from talking to people or playing with them. Maybe their parents told them no. That's what Cal's parents did. Cal is my best friend ever. We made a secret Warriors pact in grade 2. We said nothing would ever split us up. Only now Cal said he can't have any more sleepovers and he can't come over after school. He said his parents made him, and I could tell he meant it because he was crying.
This is hard for you. Is there more?
Yeah. I think the only time I feel sort of normal is at the hospital. At least there everyone treats me the same as all the other kids, and no one walks away when I come near them. Even the grown-ups talk to me like I'm plain ordinary. The thing is, how come the other kids have so many cards and stuff in their rooms? Do people think AIDS is worse than cancer because only us kids with AIDS have ugly rooms? Terry, she's my friend there, has cancer, and her whole school sent stuff to her when she was sick. I can't believe he even gets this stuff at the hospital.
It's not the staff, John. He feels he's being ostracized by those people that are supposed to care for him. It makes him upset.
I guess if Mom and Dad are thinking it would be hard to leave our home, tell them for me it wouldn't matter because it doesn't feel good there anymore since I got sick. Signed, Michael.
My God, what are we gonna do?
I don't know.
I'd like to make a note of the fact that you seem to be speaking as a team again. That's a very positive step.
Wait, there's a P.S. at the bottom of the letter. P.S. I know AIDS makes you die. I've seen some of my friends die, so I know it will happen one day. Please tell my parents that I just want them to stop fighting over me and to be happy wherever they are. I worry that they'll be okay with us. He's worrying about us.
Even Michael can see that we've got to work through this together.
I think you have a very sensitive young man on your hands who sees the stress that his illness is causing. He sees that there are people in the world who have difficulty accepting him as he is. And he sees that it's tearing both of you apart emotionally.
What can we do?
Let me ask you that. John, how did Michael's letter make you feel?
Angry. Helpless. I thought I could do everything. I felt surprised, too, because he never shared any of this with us.
Sometimes that's hard for people, particularly those of Michael's age, to give voice to what they're feeling. I'd like to suggest that Michael and both of you join a support group for families of children with AIDS.
I think that would help immensely.
You're still going to have to decide what to do about your living arrangements. It seems to be causing stress for both of you. Perhaps you could bring the children in on this decision, though, since it seems to affect all of you.
Here I am accusing Michael of not sharing his problems, and we've done the same thing.
Well, I guess the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree. It's our fault. Here we are, feeling like that we have to hide the stress from the kids, and they can see it anyway.
I think you can see that talking to each other can be a very supportive force in helping you through this situation. I wish you luck. Please come back and see me again if you'd like to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's so self-absorbed. He doesn't care for anyone else but himself and his precious computer.
Let's not forget you went from dream woman to wife from hell in less than a month.
Maybe you inspired me.
Just what is it that makes Maple Leaf so different? We'd say it's things like using only center cuts for our bacon, and because we inspect the quality of our wieners every hour. But you'd probably say it's the fresh taste. We'd say it's because Maple Leaf is the only one with the freshness guarantee on every pack. But we know what you'd say. It's because of the fresh taste.
Yes, Toronto, Hamilton, all of Ontario, it's still worth the drive to the old Hyde House. The renovations are all wrapped up just in time for our biggest and best ever pre-season coat sale. You'll save up to 1/3 on Canada's best selection of good quality leathers, suedes, and sheepskins. We're open every day, Friday and Saturday till 9. The one and only Hyde House. Yes, it's worth the drive to Acton.
Hello. This is soap scum, and it's very hard to get rid of. Or was, until new Tilex soap scum remover. Made specifically to dissolve scum on contact. Just spray it on and wipe it off. New Tilex soap scum remover.
There's no place like Toronto. Enter the Metro Toronto Ambassador Reunion in Toronto contest and welcome 4 friends to Toronto from anywhere in Canada, courtesy of Canadian Airlines International. Stay at the Delta Chelsea Inn and see Toronto like you've never seen it before. Included are dining experiences, attraction passes, and $500 spending money in American Express traveler's checks. Just imagine, you and your friends living it up in Toronto. To enter, fill out a ballot in the Toronto Sun. You supply the guests, we'll supply the city, because there's no place like Toronto.
It seems like as soon as we were married, we started tumbling downhill.
He's right. With us, it's like the honeymoon was over before the relationship even began.
How long have you been married?
4 months next week.
Oh, and you only knew each other for a month before that, is that right?
Yes. We could write the book on speed dating.
And speed divorce.
Your attitude doesn't help much.
Neither does your schedule.
Would you prefer that we had one income and I was barefoot and pregnant?
Well, we would have more time to spend together.
Why is it my schedule that's at the root of all our problems? You're always working too.
Well, that's different.
Why, because you're a man?
Well, yes.
I can't believe what a male chauvinist you are.
May I interrupt here? Okay, let's see if we can try to calmly discuss why you came to see me.
Calm sounds good to me.
Okay, Trevor, what was your goal in coming to see me today?
When Beth and I got married, it was the most wonderful day of my life. I felt we had everything ahead of us. But all we do is ignore each other or argue. There's no in-between. I was hoping you could help us find our in-between.
Mm-hmm. And you, Beth, what was your goal in coming to see me today?
I felt that if we continued on the same path that we were taking, that we'd never make it. That's not what I want.
What do you want?
I want happily ever after. I know that takes a lot of work, but that's what I really want.
Mm-hmm. You obviously had a whirlwind relationship. What was it like in the beginning?
Well, we knew each other before we met again, so to speak, on a cruise. Within a couple of days, I knew I was involved in something special. We were together day and night. We were home for 3 weeks, and then we were married.
I've never felt so in sync with anyone else.
And the chemistry was amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10 in bed, Beth is a 35.
Ditto. We rarely speak anymore, but we're still having a great time in bed.
Mm-hmm. Beth, when did you first feel that there were problems in the relationship?
I guess when the reality of life hit.
Can you be a little more specific?
Well, we both work a lot. When I come home from work, I've only finished half of what I need to do. I do a lot of freelance work on the side, so there's barely enough hours in the day. And to add to everything else, he doesn't have any interest at all in what I do. He's a computer whiz. That side of his brain that appreciates art never developed.
I see. Do you ever try to set aside any time for each other?
Well, to tell you the truth, we tried to at first, but things kind of deteriorated. Now we don't even eat dinner in the same room.
What happened?
Well, it's more like what didn't happen.
I'm listening.
Beth is always in her studio working. If I poke my head in to see how she's doing, she always flashes me this dirty look like I'm interrupting her.
That's not true. Sometimes you startle me. I look surprised and you just take it for granted that I'm angry. You're always jumping to conclusions.
Trevor, is that possible? Do you think that you might be misinterpreting Beth's reactions?
Well, I did in the beginning. I did think so. But now I don't think so at all. When she's in her work mode, an earthquake could happen and she still wouldn't lose her concentration. She'd just catch things with one hand and keep drawing with the other.
Beth, how do you respond to what Trevor's just said?
He forgot to tell you that he set his computer up on the dining room table. That's his home office. That's where he spends his every waking hour when he's not at the office.
I think we've established that the two of you are committed to your careers. Do you discuss things that you're working on with one another?
Rarely. The only time we really talk is in bed.
And then all she says is faster and yes, yes.
Trevor.
My weak attempt at humor.
Have either one of you been married before?
No, this was a first for both of us.
Trevor, have you ever come close to getting married in the past?
I had a long-term relationship with a girl that ended a couple of years ago. We were together about 5 years.
What happened to end that relationship?
Well, actually, it's pretty funny. She said we had to get married or she was leaving me. I didn't marry her. That was the last serious relationship I had.
And the irony is I was involved in a similar situation. I lived with a guy for 3 years. We were supposed to only live together for 6 months, and then we were going to get married. Well, months turned into years, and finally I realized we were never going anywhere I wanted to go.
Beth, how did you feel about getting married to Trevor after knowing him such a short time?
It's funny. That month we spent together, it felt like a year. I was sure I knew him better than I knew anyone else.
And do you?
No, I don't know him very well at all. He's so self-absorbed. He doesn't care for anyone else but himself and his precious computer.
Let's not forget you went from dream woman to wife from hell in less than a month.
Maybe you inspired me.
From now on, Pantene Conditioner's new size is 50% bigger. But the price isn't bigger, and that could save you 33%. So for hair so healthy looking, it shines. Try Pantene Conditioner. A big change means better value.
What's this color called again?
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia. I love this new shirt.
Don't you have one just like that already?
Yeah, but it looks dull. And what the heck is this fuzzy stuff?
Introducing New Cheer with Advanced Color Guard. Compare New Cheer with a regular detergent. After many washes, a fuzzy film can build up on cotton. Colors look dull. Cheer helps prevent this film, so your colors look newer, longer.
Honey, where's my... what's the color called?
Fuchsia? This shirt has never looked better.
Can I have a...
New Cheer with Advanced Color Guard. Fuzz goes, color stays. Now with the seal of cotton.
Why does the world need a more powerful bleach cleaner? For the one who has more than just his feet on the ground. Introducing the tough cleaning power of Comet with the disinfecting power of bleach. New Comet Bleach Cleaner. When others can't cut it, new Comet can.
Now you dip them, now you don't.
McCain Golden Crisp, the best tasting fries to ever come out of your oven. Straight cut or cross tracks for crispy, tender potato perfection. Enjoy them alone or add your favorite topping.
Now you dip them, now you don't.
Cross tracks from McCain, lightly battered, crispy on the outside, tender and tasty on the inside.
Now you dip them, now you don't.
McCain Golden Crisp, snack time, meal time, anytime. The very best fries to ever come out of your oven.
Now you know that folks all across Ontario like to play Wintario. So this year when folks from all over come to the CNE, they'll find their favorite game. There's a Wintario pavilion, free entertainment, even a special CNE ticket. Best of all, this special ticket gives you 4 numbers to match and 2 chances to win the $250,000 jackpot. So you could go home $250,000 richer, if you ever leave. Wintario, it's a great way to play an old favorite.
Why do you think you rushed into getting married?
I felt like Beth did, that we'd known each other forever. And like I said, the sex was completely overwhelming. And the other part of the reason is I always wondered what would have happened if I'd married my ex-girlfriend. Would we have made it? How old would the kids be? That kind of thing.
And what were your hopes with Beth?
To do all that. To be a family. To watch videos instead of eating at every trendy restaurant in town.
Beth, you've been very quiet.
For a change.
Shh, no interrupting allowed. How do you feel listening to Trevor?
Well, I guess a part of me wants to start screaming because of the ex-girlfriend. But I understand what he's saying.
You do?
Yes. That's how I felt, too. I'm not a kid anymore. I mean, I'm 36. My biological clock hasn't gone off yet, but I know that it's lying there waiting to make me into a crazy woman. I felt I wanted to be married before that happened.
So the two of you have discussed having children?
Oh, yes. First a boy, then a girl.
Mm-hmm. Trevor, have you been listening very carefully to what we've been discussing here?
Yes, why?
You tell me, what have you heard?
That we were both scared of missing the marriage boat, so we hopped on?
Beth, what have you heard?
I guess I heard the same thing. I never thought of it in that way. But I think you're right. I was really nervous that I'd never get married, and that when I got old, that all I'd have were nieces and nephews visiting me and complaining that I smell funny.
So do you think we made a mistake?
Under the best of circumstances, the first year of marriage is a very difficult one. The two of you have never really gotten to know each other. It sounds like you both had a very similar picture of what it would be like, but reality painted a different picture.
Exactly.
So how do we find the right picture?
From what you've told me, it sounds like the two of you are resenting each other's work rather than really trying to understand what the other's doing.
That's for sure. So what should we do?
Well, that's something that you're both going to need to try to feel out for yourselves. But, Trevor, maybe you could go with Beth to some museums and try to get an understanding of the type of art that really interests her so that you could share more in what she's doing.
Well, I could try. I'm not a big museum fan. I know that sounds culturally shallow, but I just never got into them. But it's not too late, right?
Well, that's a good attitude.
Well, I guess I could try and appreciate the aerodynamic style of the new automobiles as presented on your computer.
If you don't like the work, there are some wicked games we can play on the computer.
Well, if you come with me to the museum, then maybe I can play some computer games.
Well, the most important thing to remember is that you need to get to know one another. You really haven't done that yet.
So how do we do that?
By taking a real interest in who the other is, trying to understand rather than judge each other, having patience, things like that. Now, don't expect to wake up in just a few days and decide that your marriage is wonderful. It's going to take some time and some effort on both of your parts to make this work.
Well, I guess the fact that we came to you instead of a divorce lawyer is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think of it?
Only a couple of times. You?
Ditto.
Well, let's hope those days are behind you. I'd like to see you in a couple of weeks to see how things are going. How does that sound to you?
Fine.
Yeah, that sounds
I'd like
great.
that.
Yeah.
Good. You've made a good start here today.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
like
we
to give
have.
it a try.
Yeah.